Ahead of next month's high-stakes Vatican summit on sex abuse, the Holy See is now investigating a previously unreported case against ex-Cardinal Theodore McCarrick. McCarrick, who was removed from public ministry earlier this summer, was stripped of his position in the College of Cardinals following allegations that he abused a former altar boy back in the 1970s. This new investigation marks the third case against McCarrick. National correspondent for The Tablet and Crux, Christopher White, is here now with more details. Christopher, what are the facts that we know about this new case? What does this mean for McCarrick?
Well, Liz, the facts that we know about this news case are rather slim. What we know is that this was a family friend of McCarrick's who, alleging, at a young age, as a minor, that he was abused by the then priest who became one of the most consequential figures in the U.S. church. Today, he's in his mid-40s. He's chosen to remain anonymous at this point, but the Vatican is investigating this case, which up until this weekend was unknown. So again, this is now the third case of a minor that is charging ex-Cardinal Theodore McCarrick with abuse.
Christopher, let's talk about the timing of this. Is the Vatican operating on a timeline for this case? I mean, could something come out of this before the summit next month? And if so, would that affect the meeting?
Yeah, so these allegations first came to light back in June, this most recent one this past weekend, so we're talking about roughly a 6-month period. Now, all of these cases are being held before the Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith, which is the Vatican body that oversees all of the sexual abuse claims. They are meeting this week, and my understanding is that Pope Francis wants them to review these cases in an expedited manner in hopes of sort of wrapping this up before next month's high-stakes summit. The argument by many Vatican observers is that if the Pope is able to sort of wrap this up and take care of this, it shows that the Church is taking serious action on sex abuse.
Christopher, obviously there's a lot at play here. Now, besides McCarrick's potential fate as a priest, what else do we know about the various ongoing investigations involving the former cardinal? Is there any precedent that you know of that's been set?
Yeah, so if this review happens and they laicize him, which means they strip him of his clerical state, it will be nearly unprecedented. There are so few cases of former cardinals that have been laicized. So this would be a historic decision from the Vatican if this happens. So again, there aren't very many cases to point to. Now, laicization could have a possible appeal. So as within a civil case, it's fair that we have to say the cardinal has to go through due process here.
What's next, Christopher? You know that's the question I always leave you with. What do we expect?
Well, so the next is this high-stakes summit in February, in which the Pope has called the heads of every bishop's conference around the world to Rome to address sex abuse, and specifically the issue of bishops' accountability. Pope Francis has made it very clear, as recently as last week in his letter to U.S. bishops, that both the crime of sexual abuse and the cover-up must be addressed. And with McCarrick, it's the issue of the cover-up, not just the crime.
All right, Christopher, thank you very much. I know you'll be keeping a close eye on this.